All right, Metal Maniacs. Welcome back to the Metal Block Podcast. So excited to have you on the show once again. You can see him in a different spot today. We're out and
Hey,
about, and
I'm gonna interrupt you. Welcome back, or thanks for staying if you never left. You're still sitting here in the
yeah.
YouTube
So
lobby or Spotify,
here's
whatever, just waiting for us to come back with a new episode. Thank you.
I just had it on pause, just sitting there waiting. Well, here's the good news. Last time we talked about Cryptic Mutation. Those dudes were killer. We went to the Gulf Coast Death Fest, so we wrapped that whole thing up. We did a whole series, so go back and check out the recent episodes. Also, check out the Facebook social media so you can see what happened at the Death Fest. It was super awesome. Thank you, Jade, Matt, L&D Productions, for just letting us be a part of that, for letting us
Edward.
hang out with everybody. So much fun. Lots of awesome bands. Thanks for all of you that came out, checked out all the bands, supported the bands. That's what's most important. And, just got to listen to some awesome freaking metal. There was I saw myself running from stage to stage, just trying to check it out. And it was hard to even find time in between to chit chat with people, but there was plenty of that. And that's where all the laughs, all the new smiles were made. And, man, I'm still running on all of that freaking energy. So,
There was a little drinking too.
what's that? Oh, just
There
a
was a little
couple.
drinking.
Yeah, just a couple. It wasn't too crazy though. I had to make sure we were able to get home, but actually Brandon got us. It's fine. But anyways, guys, to get us back on track, we're still moving forward. We're still talking about some freaking metal. And we're going to have what I'd like to call a slam-amazing time tonight, because we have Bayonet Dismemberment. And I couldn't be more excited, guys. If you hadn't checked this stuff out, I can't even start talking about it. So much fun. Super, super awesome slam metal that just has your head banging. Never to where you're oh, this is not, gonna surprise me. No, it's just surprising and funny and, just good metal, good times. And we're about to have a little bit of that today. So, hey, you know how we do it. Kick it off to Brando and he'll get us going. Oh, he's still muted though. So, we can't hear him.
I don't know what you're talking about. Shit. All right. Well, I'm unmuted now. So, Landon, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Very excited to have you here. Why don't you first, I know I said your name, but introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and what you do with the band.
Absolutely, man. I'm Landon Furoy. I do vocals and Bayonet Dismemberment. Vancouver brutal death metal band.
All right. There's a lot of good brutal death metal up there.
Yeah, dude, it's sick.
From the north.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we stay busy.
Yeah, you get to go to a lot of shows, as a fan too.
Yeah, absolutely. Out of anywhere in Canada, this is definitely one of the most stopped places for sure. There's a lot of places in Canada that don't really get the shows that we do here in Vancouver, so it's a blessing.
Well, there's a lot of Vancouver or not Vancouver, but Canada that's not really it's just nothing, right? It's just wilderness.
It's true, yeah. Even just other cities in Alberta and stuff like that, they don't get as many stops as they do because we're a lot closer to the border. So pretty much here, Montreal and Toronto, the extent of a Canadian tour.
That sounds about right from all the flyers I see, but yeah, I mean, big cities, close to the border, easy travel, big scenes. Love it. That's awesome, man.
It's
Yeah,
true.
I need to make my way across that northern border, and I've never been to Canada. It's time to go.
Yeah, definitely worth making it out. There's a lot to see.
Hell yeah. Lots to hear. I want to come up to some Canadian death metal shows. That's what I want to do.
Oh, dude,
Yeah, no kidding. That would be so much fun. I'm ready to go right now.
Hell yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Well, we're doing one next Friday.
That's right.
All right. Tell us
Yeah,
about
we're
that.
having our album release. It's our technically one of our first headliners. We're doing the EP release here in Vancouver at the Green Auto. It's a couple other local bands. We're playing with Luella. They're another hardcore band. another new deathcore band here called the Blondes First, which is our original drummer, his new band. The other opening act is a new slam band from here just called Josh. Be pretty sick. I think it's like their second
Josh.
show. Yeah, it should be like their second show ever, I'm pretty sure. To my understanding.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, pretty straightforward name.
Hell yeah. So one man band, just guy named Josh.
No, no, it's a full band, but I guess that's just the name they settled on. Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. That's cool.
yeah, dude.
Simple. Simple to the point. We're
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah, they go
Boom.
hard.
It definitely
Awesome,
bring
man.
you to the show, you know, you'd be like, "And some band called Josh, I'm gonna check them out."
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, they're sick. I don't even know if they have anything released yet, but we need these guys. It's
Hell
not much
yeah.
slam out here, and we need to put the people on.
All right. Well, we'll keep our eyes out for them. But for now,
Yeah,
we're gonna stick to talking about you.
let's do it.
Um, well, Landon, why don't you tell us a little bit about your metal origin story? How did you get into metal music, and then you know what was your track into doing vocals and playing music?
Absolutely. I come from a pretty like musically oriented family. Like my mom is a singer and she played in bands pretty much the whole growing up. And then my uncle, he is a guitarist and he usually would be playing and being around them all the time. Usually the jam space was, or I started out as a drummer because I'd just always be messing around on the drums in between whenever everyone's taking a break. And yeah, but for the longest time, coming up listening to metal, I started, with the lighter stuff, AC/DC and all that. And then first show being Black Sabbath was Dio. So I guess they were heaven and hell at the time with Megadeth, actually. That was my first show. So pretty much put me on. Yeah, exactly. So pretty much from there, gradually just got heavier. I hung out at the skate park a lot. So there's like other people that would put me on to like Lamb of God. And then it just got into like heavier bands that were more slam oriented. So that Job for a Cowboy, Whitechapel and stuff like that put me on like the deathcore train. And that pretty much took over most junior high, like high school years into like starting to play drums in different bands. Yeah, playing drums in the band, sometimes I was just doing like background vocals but to do vocals on its own, but everybody needed a drummer. So it's kind of hard to balance the two. And yeah, by the time I decided to move out here to Vancouver, I solely just wanted to do vocals because I didn't have a space to bring drums or anything like that. I like advertised everywhere that I could. I wanted to do that. But here it's a lot harder to get people together to like actually jam and like get the money together for a space and commit the time and all that stuff. So to find the right group of people, it was like you can hardly get homies to actually like meet up and hang out, let alone like five dudes to like jam and pay to do that. So it became pretty bleak trying to like do vocals, and I want a different rep, making like instrumentals for rappers, just producing beats, and I different rep for years. And I still always listen to heavy music. Basically, through lockdown, I do vocals again. Like the urge to go to shows was never more urgent. So then, yeah, some of the first like four shows that I went to locally here by myself, Christian, our guitarist, who I've known for years online, just asked them, didn't doing vocals band, you know anybody? Yeah, we're looking for another for a vocalist for another project. So I just went down, jammed, didn't have any lyrics prepared, just kind of like made noises, and then they were like, "Yeah, sounds like Dying Fetus. You're in." Yeah, basically,
Oh
long
yeah.
story short, that was the evolution of where it started. for me musically. But a lot of the family oriented stuff, I was around like a lot of music growing up, just being involved in that. And my little brother, he's a insane guitarist too. So there was always like instruments around and different influences musically. Yeah. Not to be rambling there, but
No, you're good. You're not railing. You're answering
yeah,
my
dude.
question.
Yeah, not at all, man.
Is
Actually,
the long answer.
no, that's the answer. And the cool thing about it is, I'll point out once again, family. We
Yeah.
talk about it on the show again and again, how our influences from family and just those around us. Even if, because some people don't have a family, I get it. But usually if they're into music, there was still like somebody close to them that kind of introduced them to it. We've all got these like stories about how it all started, and it's somebody close to us, right? But I can't tell you though how many times I hear about uh grandma or somebody in the family actually being the one who bridges the gap over to music, and then from there it just evolves into where you're at today. But yeah, and then of course,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have a family counter that we're gonna start putting up on the screen, and every time family ding, and then also a Megadeth counter, just for fun too, because
Yeah.
there's Megadeth ding. So
Oh yeah, dude.
Go ahead, Zoomy. I almost thought I was about to tell you, like, go ahead, Zoomy. Go ahead. He said Megadeth. Go ahead.
it was just so funny because you said that. And
Yeah.
then, like, earlier, I don't even think we got that recorded, but whenever you said that, and then obviously it comes up, so it's just that's where my chuckle got from, but I wasn't gonna get off track, everybody.
Yeah. No, I caught that. Yeah, when you said that, I was like, "Oh, now I have to say that was my first show."
Got him, man. That's
Oh, I
a
freaking love it. I love
very
it.
important first show to go to. Also, like that's a
Yeah,
pivotal
fucking
moment.
Dio,
That's a great
crazy.
show. So, like, you got to say it. Got to. So,
Yeah, no
Exactly.
kidding. That's awesome.
so Bayonet Dismemberment. You guys put out a new EP just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Right? Like this, just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
that long ago.
Almost a month, I guess now. Coming up, it was about like 3.5 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
On I think it was the 20th last of February.
Okay. So it's called Skull Crushed by a Tank. Love it.
Yes.
Very metal.
Yes,
The art
sir.
the artwork is very cool too. Did you or someone in the band do the artwork, or where did you
Oh
guys
no.
have that
We
done?
got Julian Mortis is his name. He's been doing like a lot of different covers for different bands. But yeah, the artwork is just like actual oil paintings, which is crazy to me. So I was just like, we have to get this guy to do the artwork. And I kind of like gave him a rough idea of what we wanted and gave him free range. And he just kind of went in the right direction that we were looking for. But yeah, he's definitely, I would say, like one of the more legendary album cover guys of like more recent years. In the past year, he's done a lot of different stuff for like Maggot Stomp and other labels as well too. So yeah, definitely look out for him. He's got a lot of great artwork.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
You, you said Julian Mortensen?
Julian Mortis is
Oh,
Mortuus, I think.
Mortis. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like the Taylor on the dog tag.
Yeah, that wasn't even intentional. I was just like, I want a dog tag on there, and I sent him one, and then it actually said that on there. I was like, oh shit, I didn't think he was gonna put the name on there, but we did it.
That's cool. That's
Yeah,
so
dude.
cool, man. And not to take us off of the new EP, but you
Yeah.
guys have released something like 24, 25, 26. You guys have stayed pretty busy here lately, right? Because you guys did Carnage of War, Tomb of Sand, and now Skull Crushed by a
Yeah.
Tank, right?
Yeah, we've been trying to do like an EP every year for the last 3 years. We want to do a full length, but yeah, it's expensive, and we're working on a lot of sick stuff right now, working towards something big in the future. So it'll come around, but just been trying to stay consistent with releases and like It's coming in the form of shorter projects, which is it is what it is, but I'm happy to put music out.
Hey, that's awesome, and it works, and it's keeping you relevant and out in front of people's ears and eyes, and you have new material to present often. You don't have to wait for a full length to release to like play some new tunes. I mean, I'm all for this like EP kind of like proceed like technique or like strategy that a lot of bands are
Hmm.
doing. Like you got some songs, you want to put them out. Let's put them out. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Why wait? Uh, we talk about it a lot on the shows, but life gets busy, man. And the older you get, the busier it seems to get, and the free time to do music starts to like diminish. So
Yeah.
you got time to put some songs out, put them out, man. I'm all for it. And they're great collections. I was listening to Tomb of Sand on my way home today. I was like, "Damn, that shit is good, man." And
Sick.
this latest one, I have been going back to like every couple of days to listen to again. Skull Crushed by a Tank, like since its release. I saw it on some release today, lists online. Went and added it to my
Awesome.
Apple library, and like it was the one that week that I just like kept going back to. I go check something else out and be like, nah, I want to go back to that one. Like it's it's like just it's long enough that like you get to engage with it, and then but it's not so long like that I'm tired
Yeah.
of it. Like I'm like, I could listen to that again. I want more. So
Yeah, there's some replay value in the shorter projects for sure, yeah. No, I
absolutely.
appreciate that, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. And I was wanting to ask about your guys' like creative process. Do you guys all I mean, you said it's hard to get everybody together to like jam. So I'm get this it's how do you guys come together and write these songs? Like how does this stuff come together for you guys?
Um, yeah, so we do have a rehearsal space, yeah, that was more in reference to, like, trying to get a band together in the first place and finding the people to do that. But now we have those people and we all jam every Sunday, so we're pretty locked in. But even in the rehearsal, like we'll just fuck around and be like, "Oh, that was sweet." Try and write a lot of stuff on the fly. In like more recent time, we've been writing a lot like just in pre-production. So like actually just kind of like our guitarist Colin will track some stuff at home, then he might send it to me, and then I'll like chop it up here and like program some drums so I get like an idea of what the skeleton of the demo is like, and then I'll send that to the guys, and then we might use that as an idea. But, obviously a lot of the actual drum tracks are gonna be replaced by Nathan or our actual drummer, but it's more just to kinda get an idea of, like, what would this sound like if it was a full song with these riffs that he sent me. So, in the more, like, newer stuff that we've been writing, like, that's how we wrote Skull Crushed. We had, Christian and Colin were, like, just here in my apartment with me, and we were tracking guitars and just kinda, like, wrote the song out like that. I pre-programmed some drums on there, and then, yeah, we kinda, like, just brought that idea to the space and went with it from there. So in more recent, like, months, that's kind of been the creative process, especially over the holidays where everybody kinda was, like, busy with other things. We were still able to bounce ideas off of each other by recording, like, pre-production demos like that. Yeah, I'd say that's the more recent creative process. Otherwise, it was always just, like, jamming at the space and playing the song 20 times over and, like, finding the spots that we need to change.
Cool, man. I love that whole like jamming in person aspect. I was talking to Zoomy about that this weekend. It's like, man, I miss being able to just go be in a room with a couple of guys and just jam, like just hang out.
Totally, man.
Yeah, man, it's
Yeah, I
fun.
would say we take it, we don't take it for granted. Every time we link up, it's like, even if we might not jam the full set or one person can't make it, we're always going on, like, old spaghetti factory after and going for, like, dinner or something like that. It's very, like very family vibe for sure. Everybody's like yeah, our bassist, Manny, he's, like, one of the funniest guys ever, so everybody's always having a fun time, and we're always laughing and, like, yeah. It's kind of like we make a point to keep jamming because we just want to hang out with each other.
That's great, man. Because if you're not doing it with people that you can just be friends with at the same time, then then it's just a second job.
Yeah,
It's
it doesn't
true,
work the
yeah.
Nobody
same.
likes those.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely not the same. I've been in situations where I've jammed with people and they just it didn't click relationship-wise, and that
yeah,
made it to where it just didn't last long. So,
that's understandable. Yeah, I mean, you can't work with people that you don't vibe with really. But I feel like, yeah, just over the last year with our current lineup, everybody gels very well. And I don't know, it's definitely a very, very homey oriented group for sure.
That's good. Because,
way to
the
be.
whole, yeah, the whole in person being able to jam and hang out too. There's so many bands and so many people now that aren't able to do that, like
Yeah,
even if they
it's
want
true.
to, they're just not able to. And so it's great that you guys are and you take advantage of that and
Oh, yeah.
do it, So I think that's cool because when the bands we have on that we talk to and they do that, you can hear this. Like, all the bands are great, like, there's so much good music out there, but you can tell when the guys, like, enjoy being around each other, and they're a fun group of guys, like, it comes through in the music, to some extent,
Totally.
like, it's brutal death metal, but, it sounds a little more fun than some of the other brutal death metal, that's probably because the guys are having fun together, writing it and doing it, and you can feel that, you can hear
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, it
Sometimes
makes
you gotta
it
look.
something you want to support for sure.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta look for it in the music, but, like, it's there, It's cool. So, I
Totally,
love that.
man. Yeah, I think like even bands like growing up watching like DVDs of the Black Dahlia murder and stuff like that, they're like always having the most fun and watching these DVDs. I'm like, damn, that's what being in a band is like. That's so awesome. Like all these guys are having so much fun. This is so sick. So that's kind of like the vibe that I feel like we're all trying to bring without even really thinking about it. But in, reflection, that's what I compare it to.
Well, yeah, it's still what I wanna do when I grow up.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you took
feel
the
you.
words out of my mouth too. You're just like, it makes you want to be in a band, want to be playing and doing that kind
Totally.
of stuff because of how much fun it looks like it is. And it is. It is. For those that
Yeah.
haven't, they've gotten a chance to play. When you've played with friends, people you like writing with, and it shows because you start with these little ideas and then they just like everybody's contributing and these ideas just get bigger and bigger,
Yeah,
starting
man.
with the framework, you mentioned like having just some programmed drums so that you have something to work with, right? That makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
You know, Brandon will do this and he'll send stuff and it'll just be this generic drum riff, just so it keeps time and keeps the, like overall idea and energy of the song,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah, that totally makes sense. Whatever you got to do to kind of like build from there and make some awesome music. So sounds fun. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, dude, we're having the time of our lives. Yeah, I'd say even an example for like the more recent bands that seem like, they're having fun and shit. I think like Sanguisugabog, like they kind of give me the same sense where they're like, obviously they're all very talented, but they don't take themselves like too seriously. So it's more relatable to like an average person that like you watch any of these music videos and you see like this is fucking hilarious, but the song rips. So it's kind of like, I don't know, this duality of like these guys aren't taking themselves too seriously, and it's I don't know more relatable. That's the best way I could say it, honestly. So it's very inspiring to me and to like our group to kind of take an example from that and not take it too seriously, but we're still having fun with it. Obviously, like the band is taking it seriously, but as terms of like taking the fun out of it, we still make it like a group activity every time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
For sure. For sure. And like you said, I mean, like the talent and the skill is all there. That's not the silly part at all.
Yeah.
The silly part is just kind of the concepts and the overall vibe that's going out there. Lots of laughs, lots of good times. And I mean, the EP itself, has examples like uh Mutilated, I think is the second track, dude. Like that one has a
Yeah,
killer solo in it, It's like it's not even just like total breakdowns and stuff, but
yeah,
if you listen further to the end and get all the way to decapitation, then yeah, you have like dive bombs and breakdown. I mean, and there's breakdowns throughout, but like just good examples in there of like what every metal album needs. And then you guys have samples, that come out through the songs too. So
yeah.
that's I think what wasn't that Saw?
It was from the first one,
The
yeah.
first one. Yeah, I was thinking it was
Yeah,
the first one.
Is that the razor blade? The
the
razor
Yeah,
wire
razor
Razor Wire,
wire,
sample?
yeah.
yeah.
I was
Uh-huh.
wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah. I heard
I
that and I
was
was like,
watching
"Ain't
it.
that Saw?"
I have it on VHS here, and I was watching it, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, that's perfect!" Because we already had the name for the song, so I was like, "We need to put this somewhere in here."
It was a good
Oh,
fit.
it's
It
and
was a
you
good
Thank
yeah,
fit. I
you.
you
love it.
you put it in the right spot too, it's perfect, and then you do that last, like, 12-second just face
Yeah.
bashing part, and, like, it's perfect. That's one of my favorite
No,
songs
that's
on
awesome.
the EP, actually. I was gonna talk about that, like, that one hits so hard, I love it. They all hit really hard, but that's
No,
awesome.
yeah, I agree. That's definitely one of my favorites to play.
So, seeing as for the last 3 years, you guys been putting EPs out, I'm gonna go ahead and assume over the past 3 years, you've gotten to play some pretty cool shows?
Absolutely, dude, yeah.
Are there any in particular that, like, just stand out to you as, like, some really cool, unique experiences or great bands you got to play with? Like, anything that stands out, would love to hear about your
Yeah.
experiences.
I feel like, we've been pretty lucky with all of the shows that we've been blessed to play. Even in, like, our first 2 shows, we didn't have any music released at all, but, our local promoter, Mayo from Invisible Orange, he really helped us out, and he put us on, a show with Signs of the Swarm here, and it was, like, at a hall here at the Wise Hall, totally sold out. We were, like, the only local open or sorry, we were the second local opener with another local band, Truant. But, like, that was unreal because we'd only ever played 1 show before that, which was in, like, another smaller hall, which was awesome, an incredible first show, but, like, in terms of anything, that was the most unreal to me because it was actually sold out. But the bands that we played with, I think, like, my favorite one so far would have been with, Angel Maker, and that was the summer before last. We played with them here at the Rickshaw. And then they had, Cameron from Disfiguring the Goddess, he was filling in on vocals, so that was, like, definitely a bucket list thing for me to see. And they also did, like, a DVD, like, filmed for a DVD, there as well too, so you can watch that whole thing. It was filmed at that show. But in terms of any show that we played so far, that was the most crazy to me just because I've known those guys for so long. So to play, like, at our local venue here at the Rickshaw with them, it was kinda like a full circle moment.
Hell yeah. And
Yeah, dude.
you mentioned Disfiguring the Goddess. I noticed, there's like you have a guest appearance on one of your songs with someone from that band, correct?
Yeah, yeah, Cameron, he's, it's pretty much like, started as a one-man project, and he does everything. So he plays all the guitar, programs the drums, and he's, like, one of the gnarliest death metal vocalists ever. But he's on Tomb of Sand. So I was lucky to meet him through that show, and we've been pretty good friends. But he's one of the vocalists that I've looked up to since I was in, like, high school, early high school.
Hell yeah. Well, that's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
man.
That's like a dream come true then, be able to have him on one of your songs, like that's awesome.
Oh, totally, man. Yeah, he's definitely like a good friend too. This guy will call me anytime and then we'll just end up talking for like 2, 3 hours on the phone sometimes. So he's a very like
Nice.
down to earth guy. Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good people. He also mastered the recent project as well, I should mention.
All right,
And the
nice.
previous one, Tomb of Sand. So yeah, shout out
Perfect.
Big Slime Mastering.
Yeah, well, you did a really good job because it sounds great. And then
Yeah, dude.
how did you get hooked up with Undeath and Ricky from Suffocation on this? Because they both also have some guest spots on the newest
Yeah.
EP.
So, Alex from Undeath, I got in touch with him just online. Like they come to Vancouver pretty often to play shows. But yeah, I just reached out to him and was like, "We have an opening on this project. Like, are you interested in working with us?" And yeah, he was just immediately like the nicest dude. And then, yeah, we've been back and forth since, and I just basically send him the open spot and kind of like add my idea of what I had written around it. And yeah, he was very gracious to work with us on that. So it was cool to have him as part of that because I've been a fan of them for like, I don't know, the last 4 years or more since way before the band. And yeah, seeing them a couple times here was like, a, you know, very inspiring to see them come from New York to play here. Yeah, but other than that, through the Suffocation feature, we got into that through our friend Johnny from Angel Maker and Carcosa. And they had recently done a tour with Angel Maker and Suffocation in Europe. And like, I'm a long time Suffocation fan, and I'm a big fan of Ricky's like work as a drummer and Disgorge. So I really liked what he did on like the new album for Suffocation, and I just asked him like, "Do you think he'd be down to like get on our shit?" So he was like, "Ask him." And I got in touch with him, so he basically put a word in for us to make sure that we weren't crazies. And I'm like, I just hit him up, and he was like the nicest guy. I was so grateful that, yeah, that he was like so well received. Both of like him and Alex, like they were very appreciative that to have them be a part of the project. So him thanking us to have him on the project, I was like, that's unreal. Like I should be, you know, forever grateful that you were even a part of this. It's just cool to collaborate with these guys, and they're just such humble people. To be a part of that with us is unreal to me.
That's
That's
really
always
cool.
so cool. That's so cool, just being able to collaborate with other musicians, and, like, from a fan point of view, like, we love it too, we love getting to hear, like, 2 different bands that we like coming together and making some good music, and you see a lot of it nowadays, and I think, just in this post-COVID era that we live in, that, we've got so many technology adv devices at our fingertips that allow us to, work with others from afar. We talk about how valuable jamming together is, which it is.
Mhm.
It's like magical, but a lot of this stuff is happening nowadays too because we're allowed to collaborate, outside of the jam room. And
Yeah,
it
dude.
just brings us closer together in a way, which is really neat. I didn't even think of it as much like that until just this moment, but it does. Yeah, at first I would have said, "Oh, it drives us apart because 'cause we're not actually getting together and doing it." But,
Yeah,
in the examples that you just gave us, I mean, that was all things that might not have been achievable back in the long, long time ago days, just being able to reach out to
totally.
those bands, and you talk about even, like, I love what Ricky's doing in Suffocation right now, man. It's super cool carrying the
Yeah,
torch,
man.
and, you mentioned him being the drummer before, and I mean, like, a good one at that, like, freaking awesome drummer. Like, there's not to be taken lightly, and that was a big undertaking that he's handled well. I would say I've even got to catch him live, man, and he's not a
Sick.
shy dude up on stage, man. He's up there rocking out with the band like he's, like I mean, like it's his band, and he should be acting that way. So excited,
Yeah, man.
for you guys to be able to do that because it's a lot of fun. We talked about fun earlier, but that just adds to the
Yeah.
fun. And
Oh,
like you
it's
said,
huge, man.
humbling, right? Because then they're saying thank you, and you're like, "No, thank you." And so it's
Yeah.
just, really, really cool moment that you'll, always remember.
Totally. Like you said, like I'm a fan first, so anytime that I see any of my 2 favorite bands collaborating on anything or like even anything like that, I'm like all supportive. I'm always sending that out. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And it is like very, insane that we are able to like reach out to these people. So it's more just a matter of like shooting your shot because like, half the time I never thought that I would have any music with any of these people. So to have features with some of the people that have been that we're grateful to work with is it just a chance that I took by asking, and it was grateful of them to be involved with us on even a smaller scale. Like even our first EP, working with Devin from Sanguisugabog and Kane from Vomit Forest, like those are some of my favorite bands. So to have our like very first project, have them be a part of it, I never even thought that was a possibility even less than a year before. I thought, we just have to put out music and get there eventually. But if you, are doing the right thing and people are in line with that, then you got to shoot your shot. That's my best advice.
Just go for it. Just do it. Oh wait, that's Nike.
Yeah, what's the worst thing they're gonna say is no. So like, yeah, I mean, it's hard to hear that, and if they say no, then whatever, it happens. Some people are busy, so
Yeah, I always remind myself that this is something that they said whenever I went to business school, is they said like 80% of the people who go out for business their first time actually fail. But
mm,
of those 80% that fail that try again, 60% of those succeed the second time. So,
it's true.
you know, yeah, you gotta try. You gotta try before you can, actually succeed or reach those goals, and don't be scared. Like, these guys are metalheads. They like metal too. So go out, write some
Yeah,
good
dude.
music, and reach out to those you like if you wanna collaborate with them. They might be down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You got to shoot your shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And hit that 3, baby.
Mhm. Yeah, dude. Yeah, everybody that we work with is so cool, man. So it's a dream come true, honestly. Like, I don't really even know how we're gonna top that. We're gonna try our damnedest though, but
You'll
That's
figure it
how.
out.
Right there.
yeah,
You'll find a way.
yeah. Well, that's it. Just gotta keep shooting for the stars.
So you mentioned that you guys have a show coming up next Friday.
It's true.
But
Yes.
so what's the date of that?
Oh shit. The 27th, I believe.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Sweet. Just want to make sure anyone out there that might be in Vancouver or near knows
absolutely.
which next Friday we're talking about.
Yes, that's the one. We are
March
playing
27th.
like the following month. We're playing in April with Cattle Decapitation and Brujeria and No Cure here in Vancouver at the Rickshaw Theater. I believe that's like April 21st or something like that. One of those. Yeah,
There
but
you
that's going to
go.
be insane. I'd say, like, as far as big shows go, that's probably the biggest one we played so far.
And then now on next year's EP, you can hit up Travis and there you go, man.
Yeah, I gotta shoot my shot. That's it, man. No,
You can do it.
that's gonna be cool. Yeah,
Or maybe
hopefully we'll get to meet him at the gig.
maybe he'll be shooting his shot asking you to be on the next cattle decapitation.
Oh fuck, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, it could happen. It's gonna work.
If you can
You never
dream
know.
it, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm here
So
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
cool. Cattle Decap, man. I've got to see them several times. They're a fun band, and like you said, doesn't get too much bigger than Cattle Decap in the world of death metal. So,
Yeah,
um,
I definitely
we
think that one's gonna sell out here for sure. So we're grateful to be the local support.
yeah, for sure. Brando and I were talking about this. We were talking about how the supporting acts really get the best part of the show. You know, like the headliners have to work really hard to keep even the best bands. but bands like Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that, it's a bunch of old dudes out there, like, listening to
Yeah,
them. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, you got the newer generation, but you got, like, just such a range of fans. And we were talking about how that last band, that headliner, really has to work hard to keep everybody engaged because a lot of times they're
oh,
tired,
totally.
you know?
Yeah,
They're,
dude.
like, tired by the time they get there, and any of them you that aren't like that say you're not, well, you know, that's awesome. Thank goodness for y'all because we need
Yeah,
more y'all out there. But like, I always found that like I had to find that second wind for the last band. And they were who I generally was going to see. They were the ones I wanted to like really give the most of my energy to. But because I'm such a I don't know, just a fan of the music, I learn new bands usually by going to shows. Maybe it was from the opening act or just one of the supporting acts. I just never gotten a chance to really check them out, or I just never seen them live. And seeing a band
yeah.
live, it's like might make you fall in love with a band that you didn't, love before live. I actually
Oh, yeah.
don't tell anybody, but I was not the biggest Pantera fan until I saw him live, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I saw him
True.
live one time with Dimebag, all of that back in the day, and then I was hooked. Then I was able to listen, learn, get all schooled up, and we went and saw him again, and that was epic for me. So, it
Yeah.
took, for some reason, flipping that switch in my brain to loving that band, and I don't know why at the time because I look back now and I'm like, "You're crazy," but all that to say is those are the things you get from going to those shows, you know? That's like
Yeah, man,
that's like
honestly.
what comes from it, and sometimes the headlining act is the one that is the hardest to support, and I mean that in the best way that I can say it. It's just I feel like the other acts get the best of fans is what I'm getting at. That's all.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Well, to piggyback on your like, those shows, like seeing bands, some of the earlier acts you don't know, and then you get to learn like new bands. We talked about this on the last episode, I think, or was the one before Zoomy, but like we traveled to Albuquerque to go see Cannibal Corpse from Oklahoma City. We
Sick.
drove 8 hours. We went to Albuquerque, New Mexico to go see Cannibal Corpse. And their opening act on that tour had just put out an album that ended up being one of the most influential albums for me, Lucid Interval. It was Cephalic Carnage. They played first on that tour.
Sick.
Never heard of them, saw them play, was floored by their live performance, went out, got the album, and I mean, it's Lucid Interval. I mean, it's a remarkable album. And
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, they were playing with bands like it was Macabre, Deeds of Flesh, and Cannibal Corpse. And Cephalic Carnage opened, and they were like just this new band. Like, I mean, they had conforming abnormality and exploiting dysfunction, but they hadn't exploded yet. It was what
Yeah.
Lucid Interval did. It's just like, man, we not gone and gone early and caught that first band on the package. Like,
Yeah, it's
you
huge.
know, my
Yeah, it's
perception of
awesome.
what I like in metal, my taste might be totally different right now.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it
even
can
being
change.
there for that, you feel like you're kinda like, if you're an early adopter of that, it's like you feel like you're part of the journey with these bands, right? Even like, I don't know, I might find a band that has like 7 listeners, and I'll go send it to my homie and be like, "I was one of the first 7 guys to listen to this band." Like, "You heard it here first, dude." And they
Yeah.
end up being, like, super sick, and then you go back and they're like, "Damn, now, like, 10,000 people are following these guys." So it's great
Oh
to see
yeah.
that. But,
So
yeah,
true.
like, that's the best way to find new music too. Even some bands that I'd be like, fuck, I don't really wanna see these guys." And then they're way better live than they ever were on the record. I'm like, "Oh, damn, I'm a fan now because they were, like, way more way more live than I expected them to be." So I find that is the case a lot of the time. I'm pretty like, I'll listen to pretty much everything, but not in my free time. Like if I see some live music, I'm like not gonna turn away. It's like you can appreciate it for what it is. So a lot of the time it develops a new appreciation for those bands when I see them live and I can actually like, see how sick they are and the work that they're putting in rather than just listening to it and be like, nah.
It's so
Absolutely.
memorable, live music, you know? It's
Totally,
so much
man.
more
Yeah.
memorable getting to actually see a show. So everybody, if you haven't been to a show or you haven't been one in a long time, go buy you some tickets to a
Hmm.
show. Do
Yeah,
yourself a
go see
favor.
Bayonet Dismemberment next
Go
Friday.
see Bayonet Dismemberment.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna
Yeah, man.
they're gonna blow your socks off, and you're gonna find your new favorite band.
Well, even through the live shit, like I mentioned, the first couple shows we played, we didn't have anything released at the time. So we played the first show with Signs of the Swarm, or that was like technically our second show ever. And we had only been a band for like 6.5, 7 months at the time. So following that, we got booked for another show that was in what I got the poster right here, February 20th, 2024, at the Rickshaw with Vader and fucking Origin and Inhuman Condition. I was like, this is our like third show ever, and we had to like get our music out there because it was just like, who the fuck are these guys? They have no music and they're playing with Vader. So, it was solely just through getting on live shows and like being able to bring that experience that was the only way people could listen to us because we didn't have anything out that was recorded other than like one YouTube video of our first show.
Man, that live experience is so important too, man. There's just such a connection to it. Um, like, okay, might lose a few listeners, followers, subscribers, whatever, but there is a band that I want to like so bad, and I love them live. Jimmy, you probably already know what I'm gonna say. I have tried a number of times to get into the recordings, and I just can't. But I will go see them live any chance I can, and that is Guar. Like, I've tried. Their music is just not like my vibe to like just be driving around listening to in my free time. But holy cow, dude, I will spend $50 to go see those guys live. Like their show
Yeah.
is like, and they like the way they perform. And I even did like I dig the songs live. It's like I go home and I try to listen to it in the truck, and I'm just like, it's just not holding me. I want to love them so much, and it's like, man, but live. It's like a
Yeah.
whole different experience, and it pulls me in, and, like, I'm totally engaged live. Like, it just does it for me.
Oh yeah, man. Thankfully, they usually have ripping openers too, so that kind of makes up for it for sure. But
They
like
do.
even then, yeah, listening to them even early on, like I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But then I have like some tapes of their like the live in Antarctica, and I'm like, "This is crazy!" Like I've never got to see them live yet, but watching that shit, like even my mom seen them live, and yeah, that says a lot. So she'll tell me like, "Yeah, you have to see them live." Like, I don't really listen to them, but
Uh,
they played with somebody else that she wanted to see, and it was like a spectacle as usual.
it's a spectacle is probably like that's
That's underwhelming.
yeah, that doesn't even begin to describe what seeing a Guar concert is like. It's something else, I tell you. Uh, it is totally worth the money to go to a Guar show. I will go see them any chance I can just because it's just totally worth it. But
Yeah.
that's not to say I understand why a lot of people do like their music. Their music is not bad. It's just not my vibe. But
You
Oh,
just need to
totally.
have one of those days whenever you got, like, a contractor that you just
Yeah.
not working, and play, like, "Sick of You," you know, and he's just going, "I'm so sick of you," you know? It's
Yeah.
it's
They
fun.
they had
It'll
a
make
pretty
you
like
laugh.
crazy come up too. For like even with MTV and like them being Beavis and Butthead's favorite band, like that definitely set it off for sure. So
Yeah,
fucking
and
it's
then
crazy to see
that's
that.
where I learned yeah, was through Beavis and
Yeah.
Butthead. They had a video game, and I remember it being on Sega, and it
Yeah.
was the first time I remembered the Beavis and Butthead Gwar connection, and it was the game was probably on SNES too, but
Yeah.
I remember you went to a
It's
you
all
went
about going to
into
the
a
concert,
room.
right?
Yeah, and you were trying to get the tickets to the Gwar concert, but it was like the first scene in the game is you like walk into the room and Beavis is like, or Butthead's like, Guar rules. And that's where I was like,
It's
who are
basically
these
the
guys?
plot to Detroit Rock City, but it's Guar
Yes,
instead.
but it's Guar and Beavis and
Nice.
Butthead.
That was a good movie too.
Yeah, my it was so funny. My friends, like, my friend Damon and his dad, they went to go see Guar like right after COVID, and you still had to be like, masked up and distanced. It was a fucking seated show, and he's like, "We're stuck. We're sitting in the seat, and they're just hosing us down. We're in the front row, like getting sprayed down. They're like, you can't even move." That was hilarious to me, though. I love telling that story.
Oh man, that's great.
That is funny.
It's like,
We need that one on. Like just a bunch of fans sitting down getting hosed by Guar and they're not allowed to
Yeah,
stand up or touch
yeah,
each
that's
other.
crazy. Just masked. That's crazy. Getting
oh yeah.
waterboarded.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Those guys in the front row, like they gotta be wearing trash bags, man, ponchos, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, they came with the like whole like Niagara Falls full poncho.
There's another
Need
one
that
for you
at
guys. If
SeaWorld
you've
these
never
days.
been to a show, be
Yeah.
careful going to Guar for your first show. So
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be brutal.
yeah, it would. That's nuts. Well, do we want to play a song from the EP?
The
Yeah,
Glory
dude.
P?
The Guar EP? No. Bayonet Dismemberment. Come on,
Oh
Brando.
yeah.
Yeah,
Focus,
man.
focus.
Landon's band.
I got the
Yes.
tapes here.
Oh nice.
There you go,
Yeah.
guys. Tapes. Remember
Yes,
those?
sir.
Remember
Yeah.
those? They're coming back. You
And
know what
we
I'm
got the
saying?
CD. Boom.
CDs.
Yeah,
That
You
killer
physical
guys,
artwork.
media.
yeah, I was like, these guys aren't just like recording and putting it out there, for you to hear streaming, which, you can find it streaming. You can find it, but
Yeah.
they've also got physical merchandise and the tapes are
Yes.
green.
Yeah, dude.
I like
Buying a
that.
tape is the best way to support your friend's band without having to listen to them.
Man, yeah. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Actually, the cassette tapes are even affordable whenever I see them at shows. I want to buy them more, but I'm on I'm on another t-shirt grab again, man. I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like I've worn all my shirts for the show and I need new shirts. So, and
I
like
get you.
I don't like just ordering them online. I've ordered a few shirts online. I ordered this one online. I'm
Mhm.
not like totally opposed to it, but the majority of my shirts I'm going to be buying from the show if I can help it. So
Yeah,
out there
it's much
supporting the
more,
band.
instant gratification to leave with something tangible for
Yes.
sure.
And you've
Yeah,
supported the band, like, you're like, those shirt sales and all those merch sales, they're carrying it to the next, like, most bands, at least in metal, you're carrying them to the next city and all that kinda stuff,
totally,
so,
dude.
so important to get out
Yeah.
there, buy that merch, support the bands. You can't buy all the band's merch. I tried last weekend. It didn't work.
Me
I
too. I
ran
spent a
out of
lot of
money.
money.
Ran out of
Yeah.
money, and I told Brandon, I was like, "Dude, I spent all my money." He goes, "Me too." So,
Well,
that
I
that's
get
what
you,
it's
man.
about though, man, is going out there, having fun, chatting with the bands, approaching them at the merch table, right? Saying what's up. So,
Yeah, man.
That being said, do go online and buy Bayonet Dismemberment merch and
oh,
buy
Yeah,
their
dude.
music,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
go give them some
please,
money,
yeah.
even if you can't go to Vancouver and see them live. Um,
Yeah, dude. I
give
make
them your
all of the
money.
merch too. I print everything that we make, so I'm doing everything. I send it out, I'm printing it. So everything is in-house as far as Bayonet goes. We're as
That's
DIY as it gets in terms of everything outside of everything that Iron Fortress has done for us, which we're very grateful for.
shit. That's awesome.
Yeah, we
Okay.
have
Yeah.
a shirt that you can get through there, and they have like their own merch section. But through our official website, everything that we sell is handled by me personally. So if you need to complain to anybody, it's me.
All right.
Yeah,
I will
good
be
point,
lodging a
Brandon. The
complaint
point isn't
momentarily.
to not buy it online. The point is to buy it from the band. That's what I'm talking
Yeah, yeah. Or you could buy it online from the band too. Wherever
Yeah.
you are, we'll ship it to you. Yes.
You muted, buddy. Zoomy.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah.
You're good,
That's
It's
dude.
not
2 for
letting me get
3 tonight. You've done it. I've done it. It's Landon's turn.
Landon. You gonna mute yourself?
Yeah, it's just for fun, for the plot.
Yeah, for the plot to keep it going. But yeah, just to say that,
We're just a couple of idiots with a podcast.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, I wish I had a podcast. I'd be doing the same. Thank you guys
oh,
for having me as well. That's
You're an
awesome.
honorary member of the Metal Block.
yes.
Sick,
Yes.
dude.
In the
Fuck
family
yeah.
forever. We say you don't get to choose your family, so you're with us now.
There you
I'm
go.
happy to be here, dude. Thank you.
I think
That's
like
No,
killer.
thank you. Thank you. Like we are so honored to have you, and we are so honored to get to play this song. So
Yeah, man.
buddy,
Yeah, let's do it. Skull crushed
stay
by a tank.
by a tank. Man, so good. So good. I hope you enjoyed it, guys.
I
Don't
never
stop
get enough
there.
of that.
Don't stop there. Make sure that you go and you listen to the entire EP. It's not even super long, guys. It's brutal. It's awesome. It's slamazing, as I said earlier. And you just got to listen to it. And don't stop there. Make sure that you continue to listen to the other stuff that they've got out. Because, like we said, they are hitting it. They're doing it. They're putting the music out 24, 25, 26. Those are the years. And so we've got releases happening all the time. So don't get behind. Keep up. It's the journey. Landon mentioned it earlier, catching those bands, earlier on and getting to watch them through the journey is so much fun. And we've talked about it on the show before. So, Landon, thanks for letting us play the song, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, of course. Appreciate that.
So, Brando, do we want to go ahead and do 5 questions? The Furious Five?
Let's do it. Why not?
Sick.
Furious Five. So, Landon, 5 questions, bro, not
Yeah,
related to music. Okay. So, what we
all
like to
good.
do here is we like to just get to know you a little bit better as a person so that hopefully people out there watching, they check you guys out. I like to say they're like, Landon, I watched that episode. He's a cool dude. Let's go say what's up to him. And they come up to you guys
Sick.
at the merch table and they talk to you about the set. They're not too shy to say, dude, I freaking loved it. Bands love hearing that. Bands like hearing people come up and tell them that they liked hearing the set or just chatting with them and saying what's up. It's part of the community. It's part of that supporting each other that we talk about again and again and again. And that's
Yeah,
what we're here for, man. If you like the music, you like the scene, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And if you don't, get
absolutely,
out to a
dude.
metal show. Go to a metal show, please. They're so much fun. Brandon and I were talking to a guy last week. He was not into metal at all. He just showed up because he saw something was going on. And he hung out until the end. He even told me, he goes, it's not really my scene. He said, but I'm having a blast tonight. He goes, I needed this tonight. That's exactly what he said
Sick.
to me. So, and that was at the Gulf Coast Death Fest.
Sick.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Furious Five, man. I'll ask
Let's
a
do it.
question. Brandon asks a question. Then I'll ask one. He'll ask one. There's just 5 questions. I have a bonus St. Patrick's Day fact to go to follow up, but yeah,
Sick.
Ooh.
I know. I thought it was funny because I was going to look up something St. Patrick's Day related, but then I realized all I could really do is ask trivia. And I'm like, it's not really what I'm trying to do here. So I was like, I'll just turn it into a fun fact at the end of the show. So hang around long
Sick.
enough, you'll get to hear it. But
We'll see how fun it is.
that's not even we want you to hear, about Landon. So, all right,
It's gonna
Landon,
be real
question one.
fucking fun, Zoomy.
What is
Yeah.
your favorite fruit?
Oh
Fruit.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm going with
Getting deep already.
I'm going with strawberry. I fuck with the strawberry. Nice summer day. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Man, I love strawberries, man. So whenever I was a kid growing up, my mom would always take strawberries and she would soak them in sugar. She would take the strawberries, cut them up, and then she put them in sugar, and it would make this the juices would flow out of them, right? And there would just be this sugary juice that these strawberries are swimming around in. And then she'd put them on angel food cake or pound cake or whatever,
Hell yeah.
and you put whipped cream on top, right? Strawberry shortcake. Everybody's like, yeah, duh, dude. But my wife, whenever I met her, she took the strawberries and she mashed them in to the
Oh
whipped
damn.
cream. And then it
Brilliant.
was this whipped cream mashed strawberry. And then she put them on top of the pound cake. And it was I was like, what have you just done? You've changed my life.
Yeah. That's killer. I gotta try that. I gotta try with the angel food cake. That's my favorite for sure.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, dude, you can't go wrong with the strawberry. No doubt.
Mm,
No
that's a
doubt at
solid
all.
No,
choice.
that's the best, dude. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's it.
Uh,
Question one. Easy breezy. Broke you
yeah.
in, man.
Easy, dude. Thank you.
Okay. Are you ready? Are you prepared for this?
I'm ready.
Mentally?
Yeah,
You
dude.
need to shake off the strawberries. Okay. Question number 2, Landon.
Yeah.
Would you rather go through doorways walking backwards or doing a somersault?
I'd say the doorway.
No, you got to go
Doorway's
through it.
backwards.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Backwards. Okay. You're
Yeah.
going through the doorway in both scenarios. You either
Yeah, you're going
somersault
through it
into
either
it
way.
or
Oh,
you're
okay. Yeah,
walking
yeah. The first
backwards.
one. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a
Oh,
somersault guy myself.
Okay.
Like just the challenge of not slamming your heels into the doorknob or the trim, I like a good challenge. And go to those
I
like
get you.
small little 18-inch doors and see if I can squeeze my fat ass through it.
Yeah, the little doors.
Big somersault.
Just rolling in.
You got to go sideways, man. That's the cartwheel door. That's the cart.
Yes.
Hmm. Sick.
Which would also be, if you're not perfectly straight, you could do some damage to your heels on that too.
Oh
That's
gosh,
true.
jeez, that sounds awful. Knock your
Catch,
ankles.
catch, catch that metal door latch by the knob that's on the jamb. Bam!
No, man, you only do it once.
There's your next EP cover art, Landon.
Oh, brutal. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it should be, man.
Doors.
It
You
should
can
be
call
like
it doors and cartwheels.
stubbing
yeah,
a toe or something because everybody
yeah.
knows like that sucks.
Oh yeah, dude. That's yeah. Toe stub by
Oh,
a
I don't know, like something that would be called like toe stubbed something,
Yeah, we'll get there with skull
Yeah, yeah,
crushed
we're working
one
on
thing
this,
at a time.
everybody. Send us a
Yeah,
comment. Give us ideas. Like this is a whole concept EP right now. We're
Toenail
working on. So,
ammunition belt.
all right.
let's go.
Question question 3. What
Yeah.
would or is your personalized vehicle license plate?
Oh shit. I don't drive, so I got
What
a
would it be?
bike and what would it be? Fucking born to ride.
With the number 2, right?
Yeah, you got
Like
it. You
2.
know. Yeah, off top. That's the one I can think of.
Oh man, I love it. That's great.
Nice.
That's great. You were like, I
What would
don't
yours be,
drive, but
Sammy?
I'm born to ride.
Yeah, exactly.
He said
Oh,
he rides his bike. You can get a vanity plate for your bike.
yeah,
It's
you could.
true. Yeah, I should. Yeah, you're onto something. This summer, maybe I'll get on
There
it.
you go.
I'm gonna look
Getting
for a born to
hilarious.
ride one, man, and we're gonna
Yeah,
get that
dude.
to you one way or
Link
another.
me. Send me
Yeah,
the link. Let's do it.
let's do it.
Zoomy, what would yours be, Zoomy?
Moss base, like Spanish moss, more for more, and the word base. So MASBASS.
A
So
lot of
Nice.
people might read that as Moss Bass.
I know, but for me, it's more base. More base, baby.
I
We
need
need
more
more base.
bass.
Moss base.
Yeah, more bass.
You're right. Somebody will read it bass, and then I'll say, that's cool too. More fish.
Yeah, yeah. One of the two.
Yeah,
That's
it's
sick.
okay. Yeah.
All
All
right,
right, Brando.
man, we're burning through these furious 5 questions.
Let's
All right.
It's the first time they've ever been furious.
I know, it's quite furious. All right, Landon, what
yes.
is your favorite book, movie, or show? Or if you
Oh
want, you can
shit.
say all 3 if you got one for all 3 of those.
I would say my favorite movie is the Fly, the fucking Cronenberg Fly. That's like, yeah, number one. I'm a big movie guy, so like, yeah, big on the older movies. I have an insane collection of VHS tapes, so like, yeah, The Fly and The Thing. Those are my 2 favorite movies. Favorite
Brundlefly.
show? Yeah, exactly, dude. I think my favorite show is Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's probably like, yeah, in terms of any TV. If I was to watch it one thing, that would be it.
Bro, Larry David's the
Good one.
shit.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
He says all
Yeah,
the
those are
things I
those
want
are
to
the
say to
best ones.
people that I'm not brave enough to say.
Oh yeah, he's a spirit animal for sure. Yeah, I wish there was more of the show to be had, but
I know, right? It had a pretty good run, though.
I would
Was
say so, yeah. In terms of any other show, definitely like, the most consistent and long running
was it
aside of like The Simpsons.
was it 9 or 11 seasons?
Oh shit, I think it was like 11, maybe even more than that. I think it was like 13 or
It
something.
might have been.
Yeah.
That show was great. Zoomy, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's good.
Oh yeah, you got to
I
watch
haven't
it
seen
from
enough of it. Yeah, I'm shameful to say I've been meaning to, but shows take a lot of energy to get into, I feel like, and it's hard to just start a new one
It's
because once
true.
you start, it's hard to stop watching a show. So,
Yeah. I feel
yeah.
like even though there is a lot of continuity, it's one of those shows that like pretty much any episode you put on is funny.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I've caught a couple episodes, and I mean, I laughed and I enjoyed them, but, it makes sense that it would be like that because Seinfeld was like that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I've actually like never really even watched Seinfeld, but I've seen all of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's the laugh track. I
Oh,
love
that's funny.
Seinfeld, but it always it never captivated me like Curb Your Enthusiasm did. So I've seen, the key moments of Seinfeld, but I've never watched like full season and sat down and been like, this is what I'm doing today.
Yeah. So Serenity Now has been a common theme for me at work for the past couple weeks.
What has?
Serenity Now.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
To
have to
help you bottle down
investigate.
all those
yeah,
emotions. It's serenity now, insanity later.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. Keep
Well
it in
said.
and yeah, you let it all out whenever you can go crazy whenever you're by yourself. I used to, tell people, like, whenever I work not at the job I work at now, it's a lot better, but the job I used to work at, I had a drive, and they were like, "What do you do? Listen to music on that?" I go, "No, no, I roll up all my windows and I scream the entire way home."
Fuck
Ah!
yeah. It's as soon as I clock off, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, insanity later.
Hmm. I feel that,
Oh,
man.
so anyway, number 5, right?
Yes.
Alright. What is the most recent heavy metal merchandise that you've purchased?
I got some shit from Iron Fortress actually. Wanted to support a bunch of the bands on there. I'm a big fan of Bludgeon by Deformity. That's a band on Iron Fortress that has Devin from Sanguisugabog. It's members of Suffocation. It's fucking their new EP on there was like one of the highlights of last year for the Iron Fortress releases for me. And Infinite Misery, if you guys are listening to those guys, they're fucking awesome. They're like Cannibal Corpse worship band. Basically, like, yeah, all of the best corpse grinder moments they've bottled up into like one one band. And yeah, I got one of their more recent shirts. And then I got all those in the same order. Another band on the same label called Splattered Spine. They're really sick. Yeah, also another Iron Fortress, band. Yeah, those are the top 3, but I work right next door to, like, one of our local, like, band merch shops, so it's really hard to stay out of there. Anytime they get new shit, I'm like, "Is there any new Cannibal? Is there anything?" And if they show me anything, I'm usually getting one thing out of there, but I try and stay out of there, honestly,
That
for that
sounds
reason.
expensive working
Yeah, it
next
sounds
to
dangerous.
that.
Yeah, they're great people, but yeah, ironically, well, we played there last year. We did a show in this shop for Halloween. It was a free show, and I just like there's another one of these. It's called the Rock Shop. So there's another one in another city in Canada. They have been doing shows at the other location, and then I was like, why haven't they ever done one here at like in Vancouver? So I worked down the street and I went in there and I was like, "Hey, like, do you guys want to do a show?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, like it has to be like, no cover and everything." I was like, "That's totally fine. I just want to play some like music in here. It would be crazy." So we got like another two local bands, Unmoved. They're like a up and coming hardcore band from Vancouver who is the drummer for our guitarist's other band. They're called Morning Star. So the drummer of that band is in this new band called Unmoved, and they're signed to Days Records. Insane hardcore band. They're blowing up like crazy. So putting them and our other friends in Baleful, another local deathcore band, to do like a free show there, it was like I don't even know how many people. I want to say like over 100 people in the space that's like a t-shirt store. So it was packed out. I have encouraged everybody to like come in costume, and then the entire band, we all dressed up like Teletubbies. So that was our peak viral moment.
Nice.
Yeah, and our drummer was the sun baby, and he had the sun
Yeah,
on. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, that was the highlight of the whole show, honestly. Yeah,
Oh man, that's so cool. That's so cool. And you bring up a good point actually, which, check out some of the other bands on the labels that are on the bands that
totally.
you're,
Yeah, they're
following because
they're
like
crazy.
yeah, yeah, and they're all like supporting each other and like you hear I mean we've heard about it a lot, we'd be talking to bands on like Comatose and they're talking about other bands that are on Comatose, and you're talking about Iron
Yeah,
Fortress and other bands that are on Iron Fortress. So, I mean, it's a way to find some other awesome bands, if you're just like looking for some more music, go find the bands you like and look for other bands that are on those labels too. You'll probably find more than you bargain for.
yeah. Honestly, like, yeah, I've always been a fan of theirs for a long time. So they reached out to us to do like a tape run after last year when we put out Tomb of Sand, and yeah, I just like to have them work with us is crazy at all because I've been a fan of theirs and everything that they put out for such a long time. So it's like cool to work directly with them, and like they've been so good to us. He's such a humble dude too.
That's cool. Did they put the cassettes out for Tomb?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They I think they still have like a couple left on there, but yeah, they did some like pink cassettes, and that was like our first run of physical media ever. So we wanted to keep it all kind of consistent and try and do another physical release for this run. So we got the tapes and all that available on Iron Fortress online, and then I'll have a bunch at the show for next Friday too.
Very nice. I'll also make sure in the
Yeah,
comments I
dude.
link all that, dude, so that people know where to go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Those tapes are cool, man. Those tapes are cool. I gotta start buying some more tapes.
Yeah.
I got a boombox and it's got a spot for the tapes, you know? I've even
Sick.
got
Yeah,
like one of
dude.
them
You really?
old school tape drawers, that like it looks like it's wood, but it's not wood. And it has the
Yeah.
drawers that pull out. You probably got them for your VHS tapes too, or at least had them at some point, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a couple back in the day.
Yeah, I'm talking about them drawers.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's so freaking cool. That's so cool. Well, hey, Brando, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
Oh man. I'm a pretty big fan of Rambo 4.
Nice.
That shit was I remember going to see that like 3 or 4 times in the theater, and it was so fucking awesome. Just so much death.
I think
Killer.
it's the best Rambo. No doubt about
Uh,
it.
that one comes to mind. I also think of Club Dread a lot whenever somebody asks me that question. These are just some movies like, I could probably list a million movies that I think are like some of my favorites, but those are 2 that come to mind just like
Yeah.
first, you know? It's just like some of the first ones I think of. So I guess I should go with that.
I like it.
Classics.
I like it. Yeah. Good shows, good movies, good movies.
Yeah.
So, well, that's our Furious 5, and we probably did that in record time this time. I feel like
Sick.
normally it like drags on for a long time and it's fun. We have a good time. That's why we keep doing it, but and
Yeah,
just so
dude.
you know, Landon, they're different questions each time, man. So every
Oh
band
yeah.
gets different questions, and they're usually a semi related variation, just because I'm only so creative, you know what I mean? You eventually run out of questions after you've done it, time and time again. You're like, well, I don't want to ask this. It's the same. People don't want to hear that crap over and over again. They want to hear new stuff. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man,
Hey, wait
thanks
a
for
minute.
playing. What?
You promised a fun fact.
I was bringing it up. I was going to
Okay.
say thanks for
Yeah.
playing thanks
I
playing.
demand the fun.
Hmm, thanks for playing the Furious Five, sir.
Totally, dude. Yes, absolutely. It
All
was a
right, so here
blast.
was something. Yeah, dude. They're fun. They make you smile. They make you, get outside the box. So it's cool. But
I'm all about that. I'm an open book, man.
there you go, man. That's the way to be, actually. You
I
know what,
just wish I
guys?
could read.
Take a lesson from Landon. Be an open book, Don't be no phony.
No, none of that.
That's right, man. Well, here's your fun fact. All right. So this is about
Yes.
St. Patrick's Day, because the day of the recording is actually March 17th, and it happens to be St. Patrick's Day. So I was reading about St. Patrick's Day because Google pops up the thing where, is themed on the day or whatever is going on. And so I just happened to click on it, and it brought up some of these like trivia facts. And so one of them that I read is I was like, no kidding. So St. Patrick's Day, because it was originally, I guess, a religious holiday, up
Hmm.
until 1970, all the pubs by law were required to be closed. So that just struck me as interesting that the pubs weren't even open on St. Patrick's Day in Ireland until 1970, which it's been 56 years since 1970. But in my little world, 1970 was still like a time period when, we didn't live in caves or anything back then. So, like it was just like the world is today, minus the internet. I mean, people still flew on airplanes and did all that stuff in the 70s. So, this was a time period where people went to bars and partied, disco,
Yeah.
baby. Come on. Where does disco? Yeah, that was the 70s, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
dude.
so.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Well, that
I
was
have a
probably more
question.
80s, wasn't it?
I have
Disco.
a question.
Disco?
Okay.
No, that's
No, that was
70s for
like
Is
sure.
it
70s,
70s?
60s,
All
and
right.
70s. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. Soul Train.
Yeah, all right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for keeping me in line because I was like starting to doubt myself. What were you saying,
Okay.
Brando?
All right. Landon, you're in Vancouver. So
Yeah.
I've never been to Vancouver. I'm not sure of this. Do you guys celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
But yeah, dude, it's a fucking shit show outside right now. I work
Okay.
on like a very busy like tourist party street, and I was off at 5, thank God. As soon as I got out of there, I'm like, everybody thinks they're Irish, and they're all fucking 5 Guinness deep. Like everyone's fucked up right now. They're definitely celebrating, and
Okay.
there is
Yeah.
a lot of people from Ireland and Vancouver too. So they're going ham, like they're partying tonight, no doubt.
That's awesome. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. So I thought I would ask. Maybe it's a dumb question,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
that's
I don't
okay.
really I
I ask
guess
dumb
that's like
questions
is
all the time.
the length that they'd celebrate. They're putting on the fucking silly glasses and getting hammered, so that's a celebration if I've ever heard one.
All
Oh
right.
yeah.
I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more. It was
Yeah.
originally blue beer, is what they drank.
Whoa.
It just became green to be more in line with the Irish tradition. But the reason it was blue is because somebody originally had put in, I think, some kind of blue wash, like some sort of detergent in it that changed the color to blue. But I guess it wasn't like toxic or anything,
That
or
would
it was
make your
such
pee
Mm.
bubble.
probably, but they changed the color to green to more align it with
Yeah,
the Irish
turn
tradition.
green.
And it's global, Brandon.
Oh,
It
shit.
appears to be
Sorry,
blackout.
I
Yeah,
just lost my light. My
you're
light
good.
just
Yeah,
my light
I
just
can
went
see
out.
that. All
We
right,
blew a breaker.
Landon. So
Yes,
you said
sir.
you started off as a drummer, right? So,
I did,
um,
yeah.
do you still have your drums? Do you play guitar? Like, do
Yeah, well,
you?
I started playing guitar, like, when I was really young, and I just wasn't getting very good at it because I wasn't trying hard enough, so eventually the drum kit being around and fucking around on there, like, that kind of, set it off for me. So I would just be fucking around all the time when I had a drum kit available to me, but I don't really play as much as I'd like to just because I don't have access to a kit like in my house. At the jam space, we do, but it's usually like we have a set time to rehearse. We got to do that and get out of there so the next band can get in, etc. So I could start jamming more and using the jam space and using our drummer's drums, but In turn, I just got like a guitar recently, and I can play, but I can't shred like any of the guys. I can't play like Christian or Colin. I play the first six frets, and I'm just playing slams. So I pretty much just like all the time write some breakdowns here and there, and I might pitch them to the band. But I got like six other projects at any given time that are just usually me and a drum machine or something like that. But yeah, long story short, I have a guitar now, which I recently just got, and it's like one of the like shorter like children's Jackson guitars, but it was like
Oh, a
200 bucks.
dinky?
So yeah, I got a
Yeah,
pink one.
I, I
Yeah,
got
I
one
Heck
of
got a
yeah,
pink
those.
one,
dude.
dude.
I bought
I
one of
like
those.
It's
It
those
was my
sick.
little
first 7
dinkies,
string.
man.
I mean, I asked the guy, I was like, what's the difference besides like the scale? He's like, well, that's pretty much the difference. So I was like, well, I'm only using the first six frets anyway, so I'll take it. And I just put some heavier gauge strings on there, playing like C sharp standard, just dying fetus slams and shit. That's pretty much all I'm riffing on there. So yeah,
Sweet.
long story. I can't really play, but I play for fun.
Is it a 7 or 6 string?
It's a six string, yeah, yeah. I can
Okay.
hardly handle that.
So, um, is there like a dream drum kit that you wish you could have?
Oh shit. I mean, yeah, I usually kept it pretty minimal, but I think like I when I was drumming all the time, I always wanted like a one of like the clear like pearl sets. I just really liked those for no reason because I'd see them in the store and I'm like, this is fucking futuristic, dude. I
Yeah.
want one of these. Yeah, not any specific model, but like that was something that I always wanted.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty weird, but
Those are eye
that's the one.
catchers. You see those clear ones, you're like, that's not normal. That shit looks pretty cool.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
even
I
our
saw.
drummer
I was just gonna say I saw a
yeah,
see-through snare a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's
sick.
neat." And the guy was
Yeah,
like,
that's
"Yeah,
fucking awesome.
see-through snare," and I was like, "Yeah."
It's like
Uh,
fiberglass or something.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely was a conversation starter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like that shit. It's cool. It's different.
I wonder what the sound difference is. Being a drummer, like what you're getting from the like birch versus that fiberglass
Mhm.
see-through, because I mean you see guys playing with all kinds of different you know kits, but I know it might not always be what they're recording with, or all of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like proudly everything that's on all of our records is like all live drums. That's usually why it's such an expensive endeavor because we gotta like get the drum room and get it all fucking set up and do it right. And you can only do so many days. So like that. Nathan's only human. He recorded all those drums in a day, which is fucking insane. But like, yeah, the that's kind of the downfall of recording a full live kit like that. But that's beneficial that we're able to like, like I said earlier, kind of like pattern stuff out and figure out what we're gonna do beforehand. But even on the most recent stuff, like in the studio for that, a lot of the drums were like one take. Like kind of wrote a lot of them like on the fly too. So fucking, you would never know. But when we were like in the control room, I was like, this is fucking insane. Like he pretty much nailed all of these in like one go. The guy is barely human.
I was gonna say a machine, right?
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy because he mostly, like, comes from other, not brutal death metal bands, like, he's played in a lot of, like, pop punk bands and stuff like that, so, like, to hear him for a lot of even our mutual friends, to see him, like, blast beating like that, they're like, "What? That's Pope? That's crazy." Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
not
a killer,
something you
he's a
can
fucking machine.
do easily. Yeah.
No,
That's
definitely
awesome.
not. Yeah, yeah, he's in, like, 20 bands too, so
Well,
as
yeah,
usual.
yeah, drummers are hard to come by. They're in quite the demand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, we're grateful to have him around and have him involved. He's a key member of the band.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
all right. So you guys have a record release show coming up
Yeah,
next Friday, and then you're playing with Cattle Decapitation in a couple months, right?
that's true. Yes. In
Do
April, yeah.
so next month. So do you
Yeah, next month.
have? Is there anything else in the works or like that's coming up that you're allowed to tell us about?
We definitely have like some other kind of like around Vancouver shows planned later in August that we haven't announced yet. But yeah, planning some stuff for like June and August. Nothing really set up outside of that just yet, but we're working on getting our visas and everything in order so we can go and play in the States. And that's really like the long term goal for us, trying to get everything together. It's definitely a lot harder for like Canadian bands to make the jump over there than it is for anyone from the States to drive over and play here. And it's definitely like, our main goal because everything is so much easier to travel to the next city. In Canada, everything's very like spread out. So we don't get the opportunity to travel too much. It kind of keeps us like gridlocked in a sense where we're stuck within Canada until we're able to, like there's not too many places in the country that you can fly out and play to until you make that jump and there's like a big demand for it, right? So yeah, getting our visas in order is our top priority right now. So everyone's got our passports and everything. We're ready. We just gotta like get all registered and start the process of rolling it out. So yeah, if you want to book band at Dismemberment, holler at us. 2027.
All right.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Houston, Texas wants you.
uh it's challenging though, right? It's challenging as a band to get their music out, like and play live.
Yeah. Yeah, any opportunity that we have to play, we're grateful for.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that, man. I think the visa thing's gonna I have a good feeling it's gonna get worked out soon. It's gonna
Oh
get
yeah,
worked out
dude,
soon.
very quickly for sure. Yeah, it's more like once it's submitted, it's just a waiting game between us and the deciders. It's like however many months buffer period. So
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
happen, but it's a game of patience for everybody. So
Right, the
we're
hurry up
on the
and
way
wait.
there though.
Let us know when you have those visas landed. I want you to come down to
Absolutely,
Houston.
dude. Oh, that's the goal, man. We'd love to. That's the top stop.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I hope everything gets like you said worked out sooner than later and you guys can just
Oh
hit the
yeah,
road
dude.
because playing live like we said even on this episode, man, is what it's all about and for bands to be able to get out there and see those shows, they remember. They make memories and that's
Totally, dude.
that's what it's all about, man. It's all about going and
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah.
that music, hanging out with your friends and making some memories. So, everybody go out there,
Absolutely.
check out Band at Dismemberment. Go check out their recent EP, Skull Crushed by
Hell
Attack.
yeah.
And
Do it
don't stop
now.
Most
there. They
definitely.
got Tomb of Sand and Carnage of War. I think if I'm going off memory here,
Yeah,
so
dude.
let's make sure I'm
Yeah.
not messing stuff up. You just holler out loud, Landon, if I say the wrong thing. I don't want to say the wrong thing,
It-
right?
now you nailed it. Yeah, you got
Awesome.
it. That's it.
Awesome, man. Well, guys, it's freaking amazing. It's great music and it slams hard. So don't miss out. Don't fall behind and go check them out like now, like right now.
Much appreciated, dude. Thank you
Yeah,
so
man.
much.
Well, in Brandon, I don't have anything left. So, Landon, I'm just so grateful that you made time to hang out with us tonight, man. Thank you so much for being here
Absolutely, man.
and letting us be a part of your story too.
Totally, man. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys for having me. That's it's a blessing. It's definitely like our first type of interview situation too. So yeah. I wish I could have the rest of the guys here with me to be part of it. But yeah, shout out to everybody else in the band.
Yeah,
Yes.
shout out.
Shout
Shout
out
That
to
out to
means you
the
got to come
whole
Manny,
back.
band.
Christian, Nathan, Colin. Oh yeah, we're gonna come back with everybody, and it'll be a nuisance for sure.
Sounds good. Sounds
We
good.
love
We
that.
look forward to it.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
man. I appreciate you guys again. Thanks again for having me.
Hey, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. You guys sound awesome. Can't wait to see what else you have in store for our ears and what's in store for you.
Yes.
Uh,
Absolutely,
I
man.
sense big things. You guys are really badass. So I can't imagine that there's not big things in the future for y'all. So just keep doing you and
Hell
stay
yeah.
true to what you love. That's all I got for you. Thank you.
Fuck yeah, dude. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, bro.
For everybody else out there, thanks for tuning in. Go like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to keep up with the metal music that's coming out all the freaking time. Stay in the loop. Check out Bayonet Dismemberment. Metal Block,
Yes,
we're
sir.
out.